MattMan! Hey everybody, help me out. Subscribe and like this video. Thanks. Hey, welcome back. Some sad news to announce tonight, but I didn't want anyone to hear it secondhand, so I just wanted to let you know this will be my final video, and after I finish blasting through this plasma that I've saved up for the prep stage that just started, which I think it should have just started anyway. Let's see. Yes, it did. Then I will be done with the game. I'm turning it over, giving away the R5, and walking away from it. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit here while I go through some of these, some of my daily activities, just kind of give everybody an idea of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. The big one is that King's Group has really dedicated themselves to the money grab. And unfortunately, I can't go along with it anymore. I kept thinking, maybe at some point they would figure out a way to balance the game and make it fun and challenging. But really, that's not what they've done. What they've done is they've made it a race to spend. And to a certain extent, that was always going to be true. But, in past, when you've played games like this, and people had, the game had, gone after you like that, they made a really big effort to make it to where it was something that when you spent, you would get ahead, but then it would always come back around the slow way for other people that either spent slower or there was longer gaps between them so that they could get caught up. This has just gotten completely out of control. It's very sad because there's a lot of us that like the game and all of that. But I just want to say that part of it is very disappointing for me. I mean, as I say that, I look up here at the top and there's two really just annoying things that go on. I mean, nothing has settled down from this stupid event here, this annihilation of weight stuff, and it's just getting started, and they're only a day or two into it, and they've got 14 flavors of bugs, and here we go again with something else, Halloween trick-or-treat event. It's just one after another, non-stop. Everyone's spending. Nobody's doing it. They don't listen. They don't fix bugs. The perfect example is yesterday during RR. And here we are on the 8th, 10th, 15th week of playing RR where they've had puddles. And you still can't click on the puddles. You still can't click on them half the time. You have to move your mouse around on the screen or tap your finger in different locations in order to get that done. So it's just it's very, very sad. So I just wanted to say, I really appreciate everybody. Let's go spin some plasma. What do you say? I've saved up a whole bunch of plasma, and the people make the game here, and I'm not sure that a lot of that we've all realized that yet, but we have to. Let's make sure plasma is actually worth points today. We have to make sure that that's what they're focusing on protecting is the people in the game, and they're not. And the bad part is that because they're not plasma cores, good. We're losing people. Everybody's losing people, like one right after another, after another, after another. And for me, it's not so much the losing of people. I've seen that in other games. I mean, it happens. You start off with X number. Nobody wants to come in the middle, so you're always on a declining scale going backwards of how many people play in your state. But when you're losing them because they're bored or because they're spending, $500 a week and they can't keep up with, someone because they log in 5 times a day or 20 times a day and do certain things, it's just very, very frustrating. Reservoir Raid was one of the highlights of the game there for the longest time, and it would allow you to go in and you would be able to play 2 or 3 different Reservoir Leagues, and that was one of my favorite parts, is going in and playing with different alliances. You could get, a person in each one of them, or have multiple accounts. And for the last, over last year, I would say, I've been playing 2 premium accounts and playing both of them in one alliance, and playing a secondary account in a third alliance, or in a second alliance. So this is all comes down to it. The number of players could be matched by the what's going on there, but these guys, they don't care. They just want to get whatever money they can, and push you on for it to the next one, and then they start another event and they leave everybody behind. So what's happening now is everyone here is nobody can compete anymore. It's just a matter of how many people will you lose before they actually finally get around to doing some kind of merge. I mean, look at this. Who remembers back when this T11 stuff first came out, and everyone was freaking out at how big this chart was and stuff, and then we came completely immune to the fact that we're spending 111 plasma 10 times here, 1,500 plasma just to do that one little dot. And how many plasma was there in all of this? And then they came out with this one here, which is, still being worked off here. And this is before you even go to T11, which is, if I was to give some advice during this particular video, that would be my advice to a lot of you T9s and T10s that are out there that are pumping up the headquarters, but you're skipping all of the important, less expensive stuff. For example, in this research building, if you don't have a large portion of all of this, except probably these last 3 in a row, done, then your P10, then the number of plasma you've wasted and the points and stuff that you've done. Or if you're going to T11 and you haven't done your airplanes, or you haven't done your helicopters. I mean, if these things aren't capped off, and you're spending your money on those items instead of these items, or even better yet, you go back to a lot of people with their, oops, there goes the game crashing again. No surprise there. Only happens 100 times during every capital event, because they've got a memory leak that just causes it to shut down, and they refuse to do anything about it. So if you go into your heroes and you look at your hero gears here, if you haven't spent the money to build those, and you're doing T10, then you're burning money. Same thing's true with your chief gear, and your chief badges. I mean, if you've got your chief gear and your chief badges, and you're spending money on those other things, then you're wasting money. So that's kind of the suggestion here, is to make sure that that's what you've got going on. Now, my idea here today, before I give this account away, is to get as many of these upgrades done as I can here. I need 28 of them, and it costs me 56 plasma, so it's not a lot of plasma, other than the polymer. So I need 28, so I'll run up a few of them. But anyway, that's kind of my problem. I just don't see the benefit in it anymore, because the expense has gotten so high and so enormous that I'm not really getting, the big bang that I used to get from my buck. I used to be able to come in and play all week and stuff, and spend $100 and maybe a little bit more. Now I could spend 500 a week, and it wouldn't be enough to keep up, because the thing is now the stats are so skewed that if you're not at the top, you flat lose. In other words, you were either the biggest, or everyone bounces off of you, and there's no way to defend against it. It's just, other than occasionally you get to the point where you could do doubles or you could do triples, And this is kind of where the problem is. There is no true, the strategy culture has left this game, and it's turned into more of the biggest and biggest boulder in the quarry crushes everybody, and that's kind of where the problem really lies. And I think that's something that long term is going to be very detrimental to the game. I think they're going to realize that they've got some serious problems, where they can't keep up with people's request because they don't have any people left. And that's another thing too. The merges. What is taking so long? The merges are what keep the game vibrant. They keep fresh blood in the game. They make it where I know I do not want to go out and attack all the people that I worked with my state to build, to go out and fight other states. I don't want to do it. So I know other people don't want to do it. So what are we trying to do to build to get in new people, and to entice new people into the state? You're not going to get new players, and transferring players, there isn't going to be near enough of them to do anything worthwhile. And half the time, a transferring player had to have been out of the game 3 months. When they come back, they aren't serious. I mean, geez, they're not going to really play. That's just a joke, and I think it should be taken that way. But either way, that's neither here nor there. See which one of these is the biggest I can actually do. Oh, I need one more, don't I? Then I could probably do the bigger one. So the the so for me, it's just a matter of I don't want to. I like the people. I like the interaction with people. I like the strategy of the battle. I like the fight that goes on that way. But you can't expect a bunch of friends to come out here and beat the snot out of each other and do any real damage. And then even capital has become, long and arduous and very, very tedious internally within the state, because, you end up with your strongest alliance just pounding everyone else, or you end up with us trying to split each other up and force it. You can't even do that now with the way they've done RR. But even when you could do that, you end up with a problem of nobody wants to beat the snot out of each other, and or they don't want their biggest player going somewhere else to fight, so that you have to battle them. So that's just it's terribly poorly arranged, and there I don't see any reason why they have to lock people into alliances and keep them from moving around and all that kind of stuff. I think those would be better formed outside of the alliance thing, as just part of state group 101, state group 102, and let people join them that way and separate them from the alliance, and that would create more fun and adventure that way. Special thanks to everybody at AOG, Kilroy, Sanders, Ragnarok, good luck, Duke, Pinhead, Lady. I'll miss you, even with the pink office that you gave me. Sam, Lorizia, Cap, enjoy the account. Also, looking at people over at LHB. Thank you, MZ, and all your other people. I know you guys did a lot and suffered a lot. Hope, wish you all the best. And Ruth, of course. And then also, you folks over at FAQ. You guys are special. You learned early on how important people were. Kay, Pyro, Animal Mike, John 17, Tone 19, Indigen 2. Thank you. You all were great. And even some thanks to NWO, Wanda, and Heidi, you're still an ass, but at least you made it fun. Duke, Abby, Fine, Abandon, all you guys, thanks a lot. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you later. MattMan saying see you later. Bye, guys.
MattMan! Hey everybody, help me out. Subscribe and like this video. Thanks.